Welcome back to the AI interview questions series for developers. In previous video, we covered questions 17 to 24 focusing on embeddings, vector databases, semantic search and RA. Today we are moving to another very important area of generative AI, prompt engineering. We will discuss questions 25 to 32. We will cover what is prompt engineering, what makes a good prompt, zero shot, one shot, and few shot prompting, system prompts versus user prompts. These concepts are important for both AI interviews and real world AI application development. Prompt engineering is the process of designing and improving instructions given to a large language model in order to get better and more reliable responses. A prompt is not always just a question. It can contain instructions, context, examples, constraints, and the expected output format. For example, instead of simply asking, explain Java, we can write, you are a Java instructor, explain Java streams to a beginner. Use a simple example, keep the explanation under 200 words. The second prompt gives the model much more direction. The goal of prompt engineering is not to make the model more intelligent. The goal is to communicate our requirements more clearly. A good prompt is clear, specific, and provides enough context. Let's compare two prompts. Bad prompt, explain REG. The model has no idea who is the audience, how much detail is required, should it include an example, should it explain the architecture. Now look at a better prompt. Explain RAG to a Java developer who understands Spring Boot but is new to generative AI. Use one practical example and explain the complete flow. This prompt gives the model the target audience, the required level of detail, and the expected content. The more clearly we communicate our requirements, the more useful the response becomes. Zero shot prompting means asking the model to perform a task without providing any examples. For example, classify this review as positive, negative, or neutral. The delivery was very fast. We have given the model an instruction but no example. The model uses its existing knowledge to understand the task. Zero shot prompting works well for common tasks such as translation, summarization, classification, and general question answering. The advantage is that the prompt is short. The disadvantage is that the model may interpret the expected output differently from what we intended. One shot prompting means providing one example before asking the model to perform the actual task. For example, review, amazing service. Classification is positive. Now classify the delivery was slow. The model can now understand the expected pattern. The example shows what the input looks like, what the output should look like, and how the task should be performed. Even one example can make the response more consistent. Few shot prompting means providing multiple examples in the prompt. For example, amazing service, positive review. Very bad delivery, negative. Average experience, neutral. Now, food arrived cold. Is it positive, negative, or neutral? The model looks at the examples and identifies the pattern. Few shot prompting is especially useful when the task is business specific. The output format is unusual. The classification rules are complex, or we need consistent results. For example, a company may have its own categories for customer complaints. Instead of explaining every rule in detail, we can provide representative examples. System prompt provides high level instructions that define how the AI should behave. For example, you are a Java expert. Always explain concepts with practical examples. Use simple language. This instruction defines the model's role and behavior. The user may then ask, what is dependency injection? The system prompt controls the style of the response. The user prompt contains the specific request. In an AI application, we can use the system prompts to define AI's role, its tone, its behavior, its limitations, and important rules. This is a very common interview question. What is system prompt? System prompt defines the behavior and role of the AI. User prompt contains the user's actual request. For example, system prompt. You are a Java programming tutor. Explain concept simply. Now, user prompt, explain interfaces in Java. The system prompt answers how should the AI behave. The user prompt answers what should the AI do right now. In a Java application using Spring AI, we can provide both. For example, chat client.prompt dot system. In bracket as arguments, you type you are a Java expert. And in dot user method, we write explain interfaces in Java dot call dot content. This is an important distinction. With prompt engineering, we change the instructions we send to the model. We do not change the model itself. For example, explain this concept in simple language. We can improve the response by changing the prompt. The model's parameters remain unchanged. Model training or fine tuning is different. During fine tuning, the model is trained on additional data and its learned parameters are changed. So, prompt engineering changes the input, fine tuning changes the model. Prompt engineering is usually faster, cheaper, and easier to experiment with. Fine tuning may be useful when we need highly specialized behavior. This is a very practical interview question. Suppose an AI gives inconsistent responses. I would not immediately assume that the model is the problem. First, I would analyze the prompt. I would check, is the instruction clear? Is enough context provided? Are examples required? Is the output format defined? Are there conflicting instructions? For example, instead of extract customer information, I might write extract the following fields: name, email, phone. Return only valid JSON, do not include any explanation. I would then test the improved prompt with different inputs. Prompt engineering is an iterative process. We write a prompt, test it, analyze the output, and improve it. Let's quickly revise today's questions. Prompt engineering means designing effective instructions for an LLM. A good prompt is clear, specific, and provides the required context. Zero shot prompting uses no examples, one shot prompting uses one example, and few shot prompting uses multiple examples. A system prompt controls the behavior and role of the AI. A user prompt contains the specific request, and prompt engineering changes the instructions, while model training changes the model itself. Today we covered questions 25 to 32. We discussed prompt engineering, good prompts, zero shot, one shot, few shot prompting, system prompts, user prompts, and the difference between prompt engineering and model training. In the next video, we will move to an extremely important topic for developers: structured output and function calling. We will learn how to make AI return predictable JSON responses and how an LLM can interact with external tools and APIs. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in next video. Please subscribe for more videos like this.